Once again, you're watching PJ Collection Clothing Online class, and in this video I'll be showing us how to make a good luck, just as the one you're watching or you're seeing. Goodluck is a popular attire worn by our former president Goodluck Jonathan. So I'll be showing us how to go about that. It will have a bishop collar. Well, I've already done the cutting, but I'll just quickly show you. It's the same pattern of cutting, but now this is the back and this is the front. The front I folded 2" before I started my cutting. As you can see, I folded 2" first, then the back as well I folded 2" before I did the cutting. Now the front will be a slit while the back will be a pleat. Take note, front slit, back pleat. So having said that, after you've done this, you put a notch, then you now sew. You open this, the front, you sew the front with a loose stitch. Take note, you sew the front with a loose stitch, while the back you sew it with a tight stitch. So you sew at this point, from this line that you folded, you sew it down. So you do the same for the front and the back. Okay, so as you can see, I've done the sewing. Remember, for the front panel, you sew at the back. Take note, this folding you take, you keep it and you sew at the back. While for the back panel, you turn the sewing and you do the sewing at the good side. Take note, that is the difference. Remember, for the front, you're doing it with a loose stitch. So you open this, then you iron this open. Remember, this is sewing. So I'll open this. Remember, this is sewing. So I'll open this and iron all through down to the end. You can see, so that is the pleat we have. You iron this. So I'm through with the back. Remember, the back is a pleat. This is the pleat we have there, while the front will be a slit. So I'll also iron the front, but remember, we sew the front with a loose stitch, so we'll still lose this later. So this is that of the front. So I iron this down, iron it to the end. So I'm through with the front. Now I'll still remove this part from here, at least at the front, starting from the neck. I'll remove at least up to 10" down. We don't need that part. This is the part, so I'll still remove this part. I'll remove it, I don't need it. So I'm removing that part at least down to 10". I don't need this part. Alright, so we're through with this, so we'll keep this aside. Now if you take a look at your Goodluck, the senator top, you'll see some triangular shapes overlapping each other. So I'll be showing us how to go about that. One at the left and one at the right. I've done one already. So this is how to go. So you get your fabric that you want to use. If you want to use black, you get black. So you get the fabric that you want to use, 5 by 5". Take note, if you want to make for kids, it can be 3 by 3". Or if you want to reduce the 5, so remember I said in a triangular shape. So you fold this one, you iron this down, then you fold again 2, you iron this down. So you make this as many. So what I'll be doing at least 20 of this in a triangular shape. So when you're through with that, you get, with me, I already made as many as possible. So the next thing I'll be doing, I'll be showing you how. Alright, with me, I've made as many as possible, as you can see. One at the left, 15, at the right, 15. So now, the first one, I made it this way, as you can see. Fold in an arrow shape. The length I have here is 7". Then at this point, so what I'll do is this. So you get a piece of fabric as long as possible. Get a piece of fabric as long as possible. Now this first one that is long, you place it as shown. Now this piece of fabric, the wideness is 3". Then you see I ironed out the middle. So I have this. The essence of having this middle is for this arrow, this pointed arrow, to be at the. So watch carefully. So this is the first one. So you sew with a loose stitch. You sew. So when you get to this point, you put this down. You sew. Then when you get again, you put this down. You do that. When you go again, you sew. You're sewing this with a loose stitch. Now take note. Make sure that the distance here, they are all equal. And make sure that this pointed edge is at the middle of your folded fabric. So we'll go and do this down. Remember, we're doing 15 of this, so we're adjusting down to 15. So let's do that now. Okay, so at this stage I'm through making this triangular stuff. So the next video I'll be showing us is how to make our yoke with this. We have, remember I said you have your left and your right. So in the next video I'll be showing us how to make this stuff with our yoke. Okay, so at this stage we're through with this. We're through with this too. Now the next thing is for me to prepare the components. So you'll see how to go about preparing the components. So I'll get a piece of fabric that I want to use. Now this is a piece of fabric for the yoke. Remember, this is the front yoke, and the width here I have is 14 inch by 21. Make sure it's as long as this. All right, so you get your cloth gum stay and you gum all through, then you fold it into two. Remember, this one part to be at the left, one part to be at the right. So what I'll do, I'll share this into two. I'll quickly share this into two from the middle. So I'll fold this into two. Remember the yoke, one at the middle, then you have two left and right. So that is what I want to do now. So I'm dividing this into two equal parts. Okay, so this will be at the middle. This is the middle of our placket. So I'll quickly fold this. I'll fold this. Alright. Then I'll fold this other part as well. Remember, we're preparing the placket. So you have this at the middle. So this will be at the middle. So remember, this will be one part here, and this another part this way. Remember, right? You have this, and this other part, one to the left, one covers the left, and this other one covers the right. So what you now do is to adjust it properly. Alright, so at this stage, what I just did was I've joined them. As you can see, I've joined the middle. Now this is the center. The distance here is 1 inch. See now, I used the hemi gum to gum this all through. So the next thing I'll be showing us is for you to fold the edges. Now you fold these edges all through. Now the width I'm working with is 11. I'll be using 11 inch, the width. So what you do now is to fold the edges, making sure, yes, you now have that there. Also fold this side. You have this as shown. So remember, we said 11 inch. So you iron all this through. So this is how to prepare our front yoke. Okay, so at this stage I'm through preparing this. So remember, when we're doing this, when we're arranging this triangular stuff, we stitched at the middle. I showed us how to go about this. So this was the center yoke, then this is the side yoke. This is also the side yoke. Remember, I shared it into two and I said one part for the middle. So we're through. I've done the sewing. After that, you sew all through. You sew this other part all through. So we're through with this. Remember, the width here we used was 9.5 inch. So you pick the front panel. You pick your front panel. This is your front panel. Now the good side, this is the good side now, facing the good side. So you now pick this. Make sure that the pointed arrow are going down. Take note, the pointed, those triangular stuff. So place this as shown. And you make sure that the middle of your yoke is in line with the middle of your base. Okay, we have this now. Perfect. Alright, so the next thing, the length here I'm using is 16 inch. The length I'll be using here is 16 inch. So 16, remember we're not through with our yoke. If you take a look at the top, you still see another yoke at the down like this as shown. So to do this, you'll get your cloth gum stay. You get your cloth gum stay and you cut it in this shape as shown. You cut it in this shape, then you gum it on the fabric, then you turn it, then you now sew, you place it to another fabric and you sew, and you turn this, then you have this, you arrive at this. Look at the cloth gum inside there. That is the cloth gum. So what I did was, after cutting the cloth gum in this shape, I placed it on another fabric, I sewed and turned, so I arrive at this. Now I don't want to use this, I'm not using this, this is what I'm using. Now I had to cut my cloth gum in this shape as shown. As you can see, this is a cloth gum. Then you fold the edges, remember the width. Okay, fold the edges, and you also fold this other part down as well. This other part will be at this down, so folding the edges. The width remains 9.5, the same thing, so this will be at the down here. This will be at the down part here. But before we fix this, we need to fix our placket. So remember your yoke, these are yoke, so you place this as shown. You sew, you stop halfway, then you skip. Remember, there will be a point where you put your pocket filler, pocket square, then your stud goes there as well. Remember, we are fixing stud to this, so you start from here, you sew and you stop. You skip at least 4 inch, then you sew. Let's do this now. Okay, so at this stage we're through fixing our yoke. Now this, I've loosed the center. Remember, we sewed this with a loose stitch, so I've done the loosing. So next thing is for us to fix our placket. Remember, we're using stud. So what you do is you cut the middle and you put a notch. If you've been following my videos, I've already showed us how to go about this. You cut the middle. The depth should be at least up to 8 to 10 inch. Take note, 8 to 10 inch. Then you put a notch as shown. Alright, so now we want to fix our placket. This is a double placket, the bigger one and the smaller one. Now the smaller one goes to your left. Make sure that the placket, the small one, the length should be up to that of your yoke. Take note, it shouldn't be short or longer. Okay, so having said that, we now want to fix. This goes to your left panel. So starting from the down, take this to the down, make sure both are equal, then you sew as shown. Sew at the edge, get to the point of the notch, stop there, then you turn it to the good side. Remember, it's from the back, you turn this to the good side and you top stitch. And this is how to fix the smaller plackets. So top stitch, to the end. Alright, the next one I'll be fixing is the bigger plackets. So this, we are through fixing this. So the bigger placket, this is the bigger. Make sure that the length of this is also the same compared to your yoke. Alright, so turn this just where we did. So we're sewing from the back as shown. From the back, as you can see now, from the back, you sew. So, and you stop at, okay, then you turn this to the good side, then you sew. Remember, we're doing this at the good side. Sewing this down. Okay, move over to this way. We're trying to sew the front. that's how to fix your placket. So we're through fixing our placket. Alright. So the next thing is for us to join the back, the front, just the way you join your normal top for cuff. Remember, we're using a bishop collar. We're using a bishop collar here. So the next thing is for you to fix. So I'm showing us that. Okay, so at this stage we're through fixing our two plackets, the big and the small. Now this down part, let's focus on this down part. Remember I told you that you cover this part, so you fold this, the shape, as you can see, this is the shape I fold. Make sure you have the middle. Now watch carefully. So you place this under the two last triangular stuff, as you can see there, and you make sure that the middle is there as shown. The same width. Now take a look. It ends at this point, so you place this as shown. So we now sew this round. So let's do that now. Okay, so we're through with this. As you can see, I've sewn the down yoke. This is the complete yoke. So this is how to prepare this front panel. Every other thing remains the same, the way you sew your normal senator top with a bishop collar. So I want to join this now. I'll stop here. Every other thing remains the same. We are sewing for a long sleeve with cuff and placket, which I've shown us. I've also shown us how to fix your bishop collar to your senator top. This is the only difference. This thing here, this triangular stuff here at the middle, is just what makes that unique design. So I'm showing us how to join. So your back panel, front panel, then your yoke. You join the shoulder part. Then you flip. When you're through joining, you flip this over. So that's how to make your Goodluck. So you've seen that on the mannequin. Okay, so at this stage we're not through with everything. So to join the sleeve, first make sure that this part is deeper to avoid rumpling at this region. Always take note. Then you put your notch. So you do the same thing to this other part as well. Make sure the front is deeper, at least 1/2 to 3/4 inch. Then you put your notch. So you now fix your sleeve, you fix your bishop collar. Then when you're through, remember we sew this part with a loose stitch. This part here, the front, remember we folded 2 inch and you sewed with a loose stitch. So when you're through, you lose it all through down to the point where the yoke stops. You're losing again. So you now have your slit at that point. Then the back is a pleat. This is the back. So once again, you're watching PJ Collection Clothing Online class. Okay, here's the cuff, long sleeve with cuff. Right, and this, seeing those triangular stuffs made, and here's the slits. These are the slits. You can see the slits, and here is the placket for the stud. Then the back has the pleat. Yes, this is the pleat. Remember we said the front is slit and the back pleat. This is the back view.